A whistle that never blew, a flag that vanished. One moment, and everything changes. Careers are altered, championships lost, cities haunted. These aren't just bad calls, they're turning points. And when the game is this big, the margin between legend and heartbreak often comes down to the stripes. These are the calls that didn't just make headlines, they reshaped NFL history. Number 10, Cowboys vs. Lions, 2014 NFC wildcard, the picked-up flag. It was 3rd and 1. The Lions were clinging to a 2017 lead in the 4th quarter. Matthew Stafford dropped back, fired to Brandon Pettigrew, and the flag came flying in. Pass interference, clear as day. Anthony Hitchens never turned around. First down, right? Nope. Suddenly, the flag was gone. Without a real explanation, referee Pete Morelli's crew picked it up. The Lions were forced to punt and never regained momentum. Dallas stormed back to win 24-20. Even former officials admitted it. That flag should have stood. And for Lions fans, it became another entry in a long history of heartbreak, only this time courtesy of the officiating crew. Number 9, Packers vs. Seahawks, 2012, the Fail Mary. Replacement referees. Monday Night Football. Chaos. With time expiring, Russell Wilson heaved a desperate Hail Mary into the end zone. Golden Tate shoved a defender to the ground. Offensive pass interference went uncalled. Then came the jump ball. Packers safety M.D. Jennings caught it. Both hands, both feet. Tate barely had a hand on the ball. But the refs saw simultaneous possession and awarded the touchdown. Seattle won 14-12. The crowd exploded. Packers players stood frozen. Across the country, fans and analysts unleashed fury. The controversy was so intense, the NFL was forced to end the referee lockout within days. The regular officials returned, but the Fail Mary was already seared into history and Green Bay's record. Number 8, Giants vs. 49ers, 2002 NFC wildcard. Botched snap, botched flags. It was a comeback for the ages, until it wasn't. The Giants had led 38-14 in the 3rd quarter. The 49ers roared back, taking a 39-38 lead with a minute to go. Still, Kerry Collins had one last shot. He drove New York into field goal range. Matt Allen lined up to hold. The snap was bad. Allen rolled right and launched a desperation pass, and the chaos began. Defensive pass interference? Clear. An eligible receiver being tackled? Obvious. But the refs called an illegal man downfield on the Giants. It was the wrong call, on the wrong player, and the wrong moment. The Giants should have had another chance to kick. Instead, the game ended in confusion, and later the NFL admitted both calls were blown. 2 flags, 1 disaster, and a playoff win that should have gone the other way. Number 7, Patriots vs. Raiders, 2001 AFC Divisional, the Tuck Rule. Snow fell in thick waves over Foxborough. The Patriots trailed by 3 with under 2 minutes to go. Tom Brady dropped back. Charles Woodson came flying in, popped the ball loose. Raiders recovered. Game over, or so they thought. Then came the review, and the phrase that would torment Raiders fans forever. The Tuck Rule. According to the obscure rule, Brady's arm was moving forward in a passing motion. Even though he had clearly tucked the ball and brought it back toward his body, the fumble was erased. It became an incomplete pass. Moments later, Adam Vinatieri hit the game-tying field goal, then the game winner in overtime. The Patriots dynasty began. The Raiders? They never recovered. The rule was eventually scrapped, but not before it changed football forever. These aren't just broken plays, they're broken timelines. Legacies altered by moments no one could control. And if this is the kind of football storytelling that hits different, stick around. Subscribe, because we're not done digging through the wreckage. We uncover the moments that changed history, whether the NFL likes it or not. 6, Steelers vs. Colts, 2005 AFC Divisional, the Polamalu pick that wasn't. The Steelers were clinging to a 21-10 lead, trying to fend off a late surge from Peyton Manning. Then it happened, the play that should have ended it. Troy Polamalu read the route, jumped the pass, and dove under the ball like only he could. He caught it, took 3 steps, rolled over, and only then lost the ball. Everyone saw it, an interception. Game over, except the refs didn't. They ruled it incomplete, said he didn't complete the process, even though the catch was clear, the steps obvious, and the fumble came after the play was done. The Colts got the ball back, the crowd erupted, and for a moment, Pittsburgh's season and legacy hung by a thread. The Colts drove deep. Only a missed almost 46-yard field goal from Mike Vanderjagt kept the nightmare from becoming reality. The NFL later admitted the mistake. Even head of officiating Mike Pereira said the interception should have stood. But for Steelers fans, it was almost a disaster written in stripes. And for Polamalu, one of the cleanest plays of his career was nearly erased from history. Number 5, Steelers versus Seahawks, Super Bowl 40, 2006. One-sided flags. Super Bowl 40 should have been a celebration. Instead, it became a controversy clinic. From the first quarter, the penalties came flying, and all of them seemed to land on Seattle. A phantom holding call erased a huge gain. An offensive pass interference on Darrell Jackson wiped out a touchdown. And a Ben Roethlisberger touchdown. Well, let's just say it didn't really cross the goal line. Seattle lost rhythm, field position, and momentum over and over. Even neutral broadcasters, like ESPN's Michael Smith and analyst John Madden, called it one of the most poorly officiated Super Bowls they'd ever seen. The Steelers won 21-10. But ask Seahawks fans, and they'll tell you they never got a fair fight. Some calls ruin drives, others ruin games, but the ones you're about to hear, they shook legacies. They tilted championships, and they left scars that time hasn't healed. From helmet-to-helmet hits to rulebook black holes, the Final Four controversies aren't just unforgettable, they're unforgivable. Number 4, Bills versus Oilers, 1993 wild card. Comeback or chaos? It's the biggest comeback in NFL history, and one of its biggest officiating puzzles. Houston led 35-3 in the third quarter. The game should have been over, but Frank Reich led a furious Buffalo rally, eventually winning 41-38 in overtime. The crowd erupted. The legend was born. But look closely. Several key interference flags against Houston were questionable at best. A blatant block in the back on a crucial kick return? Ignored. A non-call on a fumble late in regulation? Overlooked. Yes, Reich was heroic. But the calls? They weren't neutral. Even NFL insiders admitted the comeback was aided by a string of favorable whistles. It doesn't erase the win, but it does raise the question, would history remember the greatest comeback if the refs hadn't quietly nudged it along? Number 3, Browns versus Chiefs, 2020 AFC Divisional. The non-targeting that changed everything. It was the moment that could have rewritten Cleveland's playoff curse. Trailing 16-3, Baker Mayfield finally launched a deep shot to Rashard Higgins. He stretched, dove for the end zone, and got drilled, helmet to helmet. No attempt to tackle, just a missile-like hit from Chiefs defender Daniel Sorensen. The ball popped out and rolled out the end zone. Touchback, Chiefs ball, no flag, no targeting, no review. Had the hit been flagged, Cleveland would have had the ball at the 1-yard line and a chance to take the lead. Instead, Mahomes advanced, and the Browns' season was over. In a postseason filled with what-ifs, this one still burns. One clean call, and maybe the Browns go to the AFC title game. Number 2, Jets versus Patriots, 2022. Roughing the passer or protecting the logo? Late in the fourth quarter, the Jets were clinging to hope. Mac Jones dropped back, absorbed a hit from Jets linebacker John Franklin Myers, and the flag came flying in. Roughing the passer. Replay showed a clean hit. No helmet to helmet. No drive to the ground. Just football. But the refs disagreed, gifting the Patriots a first down and extending the drive. New England would go on to win 10-3. The backlash was immediate. Fans, former players, and even coaches questioned whether the call was about safety or something else entirely. It wasn't the only bad roughing call that year, but it was the most symbolic. A clear sign that quarterback protection had gone too far and common sense had been left behind. Number 1, Rams versus Saints, 2018 NFC Championship. The defining no call. This was it. A trip to the Super Bowl on the line. Drew Brees at the controls. 3rd and 10th. Just 2 minutes left. The Saints needed one more first down to drain the clock and kick the game winner. Brees dropped back. Tommy Lee Lewis broke toward the sideline. And then, nickel Roby Coleman detonated him before the ball even arrived. Helmet to helmet, early contact, obvious pass interference. The refs? Silent. No flag, no call, no explanation. The Saints settled for a field goal. The Rams tied it, then won in overtime. The fallout was seismic. Saints fans filed lawsuits. New Orleans newspapers blacked out the front page. The NFL was forced to apologize, and even temporarily allowed PI reviews the next season, but the damage was done. The Rams went to the Super Bowl. The Saints and Drew Brees never got that close again. One call, one flag. That never came. These weren't just officiating mistakes. They were turning points, franchise-altering, legacy-breaking. It's one thing to lose a game. It's another to lose it because someone in stripes swallowed the whistle or pulled it too fast. And in a sport where careers are short and history is brutal, those moments aren't forgotten. They're etched into the DNA of the game. Some call it human error, others call it rigged. But one thing's certain, when the stakes are highest, the worst calls hurt forever. If you live for stories the league wants you to forget, subscribe. We're not here for highlight reels, we're here for the fallout. Drop a comment. Which call made your blood boil? Or did we miss one that still keeps you up at night? Because in the NFL, legends are made by inches, but history? History is rewritten by flags. Peace out.